Attorney Ian Mondragon is an established lawyer in the Philippines. His passion and drive in doing what he does continues to serve as an inspiration to many. Whether he is at work or at home, he gives everything, he does his all, and that is what makes him the inspiring individual that he is today.
Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love with Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who will share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Yunon Velasco, and for this series, our topic is passion and purpose. For this episode, we have an empowered man, lawyer, and dad to motivate us to take action. So without further ado, let's welcome the amazing attorney, Ian Mondragon. Hi, attorney.
Hi, Mafae. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good to see you.
Yeah,
It's been
good to see you
quite some
too.
time since we've been in the office together, but I know
Right.
we've been working hard through video calls and everything like that, and also inspiring others. But before I ask you what you've been up to lately, so you can share with everyone, can you please share with everyone listening on how you are the empowered and inspiring man that you are today?
Wow. I won't exactly classify myself as empowered, but um, I don't know. And lost for words at this point. But uh,
Too humble.
yeah, well, just have to keep getting at it, right? You have to keep working at it. You have work on your goals, your plans, and eventually it'll lead you to where you are.
Mhm. So speaking about that, your plans, right? Was it always in your bucket list or your passion list to become a lawyer?
Well, actually, to be honest, I don't really have a bucket list of sorts, right? Ever since I grew up, I've always idolized my dad. He's also a lawyer, so since I was young, that's all I've known what I'd want to be. So from day one onwards, it was just focus on getting to graduate from grade school, then move on to high school, move on to college, so you can get into a good law school, pass the bar, and live your dream.
And it's
So,
not an easy process, right?
oh,
It
definitely
takes,
not. Yeah, definitely not. There's a lot of challenges that you'll meet along the way. A lot of opportunities to just take it easy, relax, and next thing you know, you might not be getting to where you'd want to be.
so what was your motivation? I know that striving for your dreams, striving for a career that you can support your family and obviously inspire others with. What was your inspiration daily? Let's talk about during your studies, during college. Did you have a
Oh,
ritual? Did you have a habit to make sure that you're always inspired?
well, admittedly, college was something that I just wanted to breeze by because I already had in mind the end goal that I'd want to get to law school. So it wasn't an option for me to not go to law school. I didn't know how to be a businessman. I'm not good in science or math. So for me, I just want to get by college and and then get onto law school. Of course, by
Mm-hmm.
getting by college is just have the right grades so that it will look good for your application in law school. So for me, perhaps I take it that I have to pass, otherwise I won't get to law school. which is
Mhm.
the near future goal at that time.
Right. Was there any want or need, or maybe just like another dream of yours of becoming maybe a government leader? Because I know law is like one of the things that criteria to have to be a great leader for a country, or just getting into politics. Did you ever want that dream?
Oh, no, actually, not really. But if we're gonna talk about something like the most outrageous or crazy plans that we had, for some reason, back in college, I wanted to be an FBI agent. If
Mm.
we're gonna go and talk about that, it's like I wanted to be an FBI agent. I don't know how to get there, or like, it's just like a crazy dream. But that's it. That's the most crazy part of college at that time. But
But you
other than
somewhat
that,
sort
nothing
of.
else. Yeah, well,
you're
yeah,
you're sort of with law.
right. So like, with law, like I can get into our NBI, but
Hmm.
later on I realized that that's not something that's the direction that I wanted to go to. But for government, well, I could say that I was active in school politics even as early as grade school and high school and even college. It was
Hmm.
not something that I'd want to make a career out of in the future. That way back when I was in college.
But then again, you did become a president. You became a president with your proud flag behind you of a
Oh
Rotary Club.
yes.
Can you share a little bit on how you pursued or started with the Rotary International?
Rotary is an organization of uh, businessmen, professionals. I was recruited by a family friend, and who seemed to see a potential in me to be part of Rotary. It also helped that I was encouraged because my dad's also a Rotarian from a different club. So, uh, one and one again leads me to where I am right now. And then, I started with our club. I was inducted way back in 2015. Actually, late 2015, December 2015. And then from there, I saw how it worked, and I was actively taking part in roles in the club. And at some point, they elected me as this year's president. So
Congratulations. And
we're
you
the
know,
we're the pandemic presidents.
right. But then again, right now, exactly, challenging times. So, of course, they saw a leader in you, and I saw you firsthand. I think the first time we met was at the Philippine School of the Blind,
Right.
and we were part of course, right now, James McKay Foundation, who is the main foundation that helps the Philippine School of the Blind, apart from other government support. But I saw you there, and you were there joining the activities along with our chairman, Mr. James McKay. And I really saw that. Okay, Attorney Ian is so inspiring because he takes out precious time to really give back to the students. And as a lawyer, of course, you have busy days,
Yes.
but
Well, for me, like-minded individuals tend to attract each other. When for the first time I met James, and he shared to me this his passion and his dedication to that school for the blind. He invited me to come over. I think that's where we met. If people that share the same vision about
yeah.
things and about passion about life, you tend to attract each other, and so you
Mhm.
see the genuineness of our chairman's heart.
Right.
And for me, it's like, for someone that's not Filipino, that goes out of his way to help the less fortunate Filipinos. On
Hmm.
the other hand, the Filipino, was not even aware of this situation. You tend to question yourself, like, what am I doing? Like,
Right.
why did it take me so long to realize there are these people that also need our help? And that's
Hmm.
partly why I also got drawn into Rotary. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have an avenue where I can give back. We've always been taught in Ateneo that we go down the hill from where we come from, use our education to be able to give back to the community.
Mm-hmm. And so, what are
And
the kind of projects that you are doing as a president with the Rotary Club right now that
oh,
maybe we can partner with the foundation and other people who are tuned in might want to also help you?
right. So the way things are run for our district, we each Rotary Club would have an adopted community or an adopted school. For us, it's our adopted LGU would be Barangay Bahay Toro, and our adopted schools is the Toro Hills Elementary School and the Pugadlawin High School. So most of our resources are pointed towards those three communities. Our club has the history of running a milk feeding program for the past 16 years. We've been providing Carabao milk to under malnourished kinder or grade one students of the Toro Hills Elementary School for 120 days. It's a 120-day program for milk feeding. We also provide pandesal. Now,
Mm-hmm.
for this year, uh, there is just some modifications to running that program because our program has to be in a face-to-face environment where we have to turn over and really give the milk and food to the children. But given there's no school, that's one of
Yeah.
the challenges right now that we are trying to address on how we will be able to bring our sustenance to the children. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a work in progress that we want to address for this year. And along
Okay.
with that, we understand also that one of the best ways to combat COVID is through vitamins. And it it crossed my mind that hey, we're in a group of companies that sells
Yeah.
vitamins. So I've gotten in touch with our sales and I've been asking about our stock, our situation, and then um, our next move right now is to raise funds so we can purchase these vitamins for the kids.
Mm-hmm. And that's Mana Plus, by the way, just to plug it in,
Yes,
guys. Mana
yes.
Plus is an amazing product. My children, take that, and the number one ingredient is malunggay. And not only are you helping the kids or the children that will be taking this vitamins, you're also helping farmers because we have a give back in
Right.
line with that, and that's also in partnership with the James McCain Foundation. So I'm glad, Attorney Ian, you mentioned that because um, this campaign is basically, to promote, of course, mental health, especially during this time, and just to educate, like what you're saying here. There's so many ways of giving back. It's just a matter of working together, uniting. And the thing that I love about the Rotary Club is that you provide what they need, and at the same time, you provide education, right? How to
Yes.
survive. Because I know I was talking to a doctor yesterday who's also a Rotarian, and he
Mm-hmm.
was explaining to me how the number one support is, of course, um, realizing or acknowledging the fact that malnutrition in the Philippines is really high, and we
Yes.
really need to uh, educate families on how to survive. Yes, you can help them in, I guess, a time frame, or so far, like it's not forever, but you can
Right.
also teach them how to fish in the sea and things like
Yes.
that, right? How to
Yes.
harvest.
Yes.
So,
Among the projects we are considering right now is coming up with a way for us to do some urban gardening, planting vegetables in whatever little plot you have. So that's something we're also trying to study and how we can be able to implement it in the community because we realize that in just one little virus the world stops
hmm,
and people are worried where you'll get your next meal. So if you
mhm,
have your own garden with vegetables, at least it can tide you over if another
mhm.
virus, if such proportion comes again.
Exactly. And that's amazing, Attorney Ian. Where can they find this information? I mean, apart from our own foundation, the James McKay Foundation, how can they support you? Is there a Facebook page? Is there your own Instagram, perhaps? Maybe you can invite them.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, the Rotary Club of New Manila East. We also have an Instagram account, RC underscore New Manila East. You can get in touch with us anytime. Um, at this, currently, I'm actually the one managing both accounts. So you'll basically, I'm the one that's communicating with you.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hands-on Attorney Ian, as president of the Rotary Club, if you want to find out how you can help, I mean, even if it's just your time of educating others, then I'm sure Attorney Ian is more than happy to answer any of your questions, or if you have questions for him, advice perhaps on how to become a lawyer or how to become the president of the Rotary Club. But going back to, you mentioned, during this challenging time, can I ask you, have you learned something new about yourself? I mean, like we were chatting earlier before we went on live that
Mm-hmm.
we had work from home, and then now it's 2 days a week. But during the work from home, the 7 days a week or 5 days a week, did you learn something new about yourself that you never knew you had, or whatnot?
You know what? I've been having discussions also with some of my friends, and with the work from home, you sometimes realize traffic is not bad. Getting stuck in traffic is not bad. Because with the challenges of a work from home is that you don't seem to have a time to unplug yourself because
Right.
there's always that your laptop is always there. You're always getting your notifications, your emails coming in. Unlike in the old norm, uh, when you start your day working, you're in a working mindset as soon as you get to the office, and you can afford to shut down even for a bit. When you drive home and you're stuck in traffic, an hour and a half or 2 hours drive, in my case, three, coming from BGC all the way to Quezon City. So you get that 3 hour of quiet alone time for yourself in the car listening to music. I realized that during the pandemic, I haven't even turned my Spotify on because I don't listen to music when I work. I need to concentrate. So I listen to music only when I'm not thinking. So that's the time when I drive. So like I wasted my Spotify subscription for the past 3 months. I haven't been using it. So you realize that what you thought were uh, hassle or inconveniences, sometimes there's like a silver lining to it. Uh, you realize that's your alone time, that's your quiet time. That's one of the the realizations I had.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. I mean, you become 24/7 available because
Yes.
I guess in your mind, you feel you have to answer or reply back. Actually, what's funny, I had a conversation just yesterday from a friend of mine. We were talking on, I think it's video call fatigue,
Yes,
because
exactly.
I think what's
Right.
happening is people feel as though they need to be on a video meeting like every other hour or something like that. And then sometimes, if the signal is not doing so great, or the audio or volume, you tend to like over what is it, overdo your brain because you're trying to hear and understand and listen,
Yes.
you know
Yeah.
so
You know how in the old normal we used to complain about, this meeting could have just been an email. That
yeah.
saying, you've just, this meeting could have been an email. So the new normal is this video call could have just been a phone call or a text. But
Yeah.
it and I'm not saying that it's just the company alone, because I have other clients I'm handling as well that I'm transitioning out of. So
Mhm.
you know the littlest things, hey, let's have a video conference, hey, let's like, so you need to, you're on a work from home, then you have to like, I have to prepare. You have to get yourself fixed. You have to set up your computer, your video, your audio. Are things working right? Is your internet stable? It adds stress to what it could have been an unstressful call, like a
Yeah.
simple call. Attorney, can we do this? Like instead, attorney, can we have a video conference on this date and time, and then you'll talk about that. It's like uh, added added things to worry about.
So speaking of that, I mean, of course, it's challenging. Most especially for you, you're a lawyer, and everybody is depending on you. I'm sure with their businesses, with their finances, what to do with rules that are happening right now. So I know you have some sort of motivation, some sort of me time, even though you said that you can't listen to one whole song from Spotify. What would that be, Attorney Ian? Because you have to get on the call, right? And you have to
Hmm.
listen to your clients. So, what is it in your mind that you make sure that you turn on that switch to make you motivated?
Well, to be honest, I'm not that I don't have that issue of getting motivated. For me, motivation is ticking off my to-do list, but at the same time also trying to strike a balance. Now that's what I've been trying to do. That at a certain time of the day, I just have to shut off and shut down, and uh, I look I look forward to spending time with my daughter in the evening. Uh, so this I wanna do what I need to do fast, and I got to focus so that by 6 p.m. I get to turn off my laptop, uh, and then not worry about things, so I can spend my full attention on playing with my daughter, or even
Mm-hmm.
uh, do other things.
Mm-hmm. And
Actually,
having said, go ahead.
yeah, sorry, just to add, for me, um, like for me, I try to target. I need to do this contract in the morning, and then after that, and between that time and lunch, I get to clean a part of the house. So there are things that you'd want to finish that you couldn't even start in the old norm, like
Mm.
because you're always out of the house. Now that you're at home, have no excuse. So partly the motivation there is to be able to still do other things other than just work.
All right. And speaking of other things, have you been working out more? Have you been baking? I don't know if you know you have time for that, but is there other things that you've been doing to make sure that you stay fit and healthy during this period?
uh, I tried. No, uh, I was just worried because, well, I used to be fit, so but work got in the way, so I had less time to work out. So my concern at that time, during the ECQ, was that when I work out, and the only way I knew how to work out was to do CrossFit. So it's an intense fitness regimen, but since I haven't been doing it for a long time, I know that when I work out, my body will be too tired and drained, that I might get sick. So I was worried about lowering my immune system and get sick,
Mm.
and mistake it for COVID. So I said, you know what? Uh, I'll just watch my diet. So we, surprisingly, the working from home makes you eat healthier food. So
Mhm.
you avoid all the junk food, because when you're out in the office, or in the old norm, it's so easy. I'm hungry. I'll drive through.
Right.
Oh, I'm
Mm.
hungry. Order. But all these are all unhealthy food. Whereas
Yes.
right now at home, you only eat like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a couple of snacks in between. Even if it was like some chips, but it's not as bad as like eating burger in the morning, eating burger in the afternoon, and eating burger in the evening. So I actually think I lost weight but not necessarily working out. So for me,
Right.
that's my health regimen for the this quarantine period.
And I'm sure, like you mentioned, you were probably spending more, before this new norm. Now that you're eating
Yeah.
healthier, you're probably spending less because you're also
Yeah.
at home. So you won't have
Yes.
to spend for gas and things like that.
Yeah.
But it makes
You save on
sense.
gas, right?
It makes sense that with your mindset of eating healthy and balancing it out, and just the time that maybe you're working out, you could spend with your daughter or your wife and just relax with them. Whereas instead of you just trying to feel like, okay, if I work out too much, I might
Yeah. I might
feel
get sick.
yeah. So with that, Attorney Ian, can you please share with everyone on how they can stay motivated? Maybe your words of wisdom, especially in this challenging time. You shared many good advice, from what you've been through. But can you share on how? I mean, imagine you're taking the bar. Maybe that's what everybody's doing right now. How could they prepare and be motivated and see the light that there's still opportunities after all of this is said and done, and we find a cure?
Well, that's the thing with the situation right now. Um, Life doesn't end. Uh, doesn't mean that there's a virus going on that we need to stop. We have to you have to find a reason to move forward. So in like in my case, I can't just sit around and do nothing. I guess that's also how I'm wired. But at the same time, I realize that if I just sit here and do nothing, what will happen to my daughter and my daughter's future? So um, for me, that alone is motivation enough to work, even if we are on a 2 day work week. Officially, I still work 7 times in a week, like 24/7. So that's why I have to purposefully shut myself off. Otherwise,
Yeah.
my mind is wired to work. Uh, so uh, there's there's a truth in the saying that people say that there's always an opportunity in things that are happening right now. So it's just up to you to realize this, to open your eyes that uh, it's not just you, right? It's not just happening to you, it's happening to everyone else.
Yeah.
The moment you realize that it's the world is not always about you, uh, then you may things will start to open up. I don't know if that
Yeah.
makes sense, right? So but
No, I
that
agree with you. I agree with you. It's the simple joys. People are forced to be selfless and to realize that um, we might be more blessed than others, and like you said, it's not always about us. We're all in this. We're all on the same
yes.
page. We're all forced to stay home. So how do you make yourself, I guess, um, support others? Of course, following the rules, staying home, wearing the mask, social distancing, washing your hands. It's things that we knew before, but is now enhanced because of the situation. And I do agree what you're saying, Attorney Ian. It speaks wonders to when you realize certain things that you kind of didn't value before. Now you value more
Yes.
because you have more time to think about it and you have more time to kind of realize, oh my goodness, the things I complained about before, actually, this is okay.
Yeah. Well, as far as that's concerned, there's always been an issue about that wearing of the mask and all that. That it's inconvenient. It's
Mm,
difficult wearing a mask because when I go out to do the groceries, you have to wear your masks. It's difficult to breathe. Your throat dries up. When you're in a grocery and you cough because your throat is dried, you're worried that people might think you have the virus. So and you have to put eyewear. You have to always have your alcohol. Yes, it's
mm-hmm.
inconvenient, but at the same time, if you think of it from the perspective of respect, you have
Yes.
to respect others. You want to be respected. You have to respect others. That I know I don't have the virus. I don't have to wear it. I'm not gonna spread it. But
Right.
um, even if for the fact alone that you think that the other people might be worried that I have the virus, then wear the mask because you want them to also respect you the same way that they may have the virus and they may spread it to you. You'd want them to
Mhm.
wear a mask. Uh, there's a lot of things already going on around the world. The least we can do is respect each other. You know,
Yes.
those minor inconveniences means a lot to other people.
Hmm. No, that's totally right, especially right now, guys. I think there was a funny poster that was being passed around about, when a woman is not wearing a bra, people notice. So now
Mm-hmm.
when you're not wearing a mask, people notice,
Yes.
so it's you have to see it in those humorous ways and then, of course, the serious ways. But Attorney
But
Ian, yes.
you know what's even funny?
Yeah.
When you drive out, I was like driving. People on motorcycles, they're wearing a mask but not a helmet. Yeah, I drive around from from our subdivision. There's a mall outside, so that short drive. I know it's not dangerous to ride a motorcycle in a short distance, but like safety rules says you have to wear a
Right.
helmet whenever you ride a motorcycle. But you see them, they wear a mask, but they don't wear a helmet. It's that that's how it is right now. It's they're more worried about the virus than getting
Right.
run
Yeah.
over and
Yeah.
bump their heads. Funny.
So guys, like what Tony Ian said, don't forget, like if you're on a motorbike, of course, follow the rules, wear a helmet and a mask. It doesn't mean just because you're wearing a mask that your head will be protected when
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
accidentally get in an accident.
yeah.
So I mean, common sense, everyone. I think that's the key right now. Respect is key, like what Nico's saying here. You have a fellow Rotarian tuned in, Luis Ramilo. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Oh, is that Louise? Hi, Louise.
Hey, it's our
Um,
Luis.
yes, it's our Louise. And then we have Alex saying it's really hard to cough outside due to the dry throat. I mean, again, we're
Yeah,
all in the same boat. I mean, I also feel that way when, there's a chance for me to go outside just real quick. But again, guys, it's respect for everyone, respect for yourself, respect for others, and I think that's very key right now. Again, Attorney Ian, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy and it's not even 6 p.m. yet, so I'm not going to
it's
take too
okay.
much of your time. But do invite everyone again to your projects and where to find you.
Right. For our club, we have a Facebook page also, and we are also on Instagram. So it's a Rotary Club of New Manila East, and then for our Instagram is RC underscore New Manila East. If you, we're trying to post more of our projects. It's a work in progress. Uh, Even if it's on social media, it's not our generation to keep posting everything online. But we're learning. We're learning.
Right.
So, but if you need to get in touch with us, we can you can get in touch with us there.
And I'll make sure, like I said again earlier, that I will have those social media handles and also Attorney Ian's here on the caption so that you can reach him. And if ever you want to learn more about their projects or even ask advice from him, I'm sure Attorney Ian is more than happy to answer any of your questions, most especially during this time. You're not adding stress. Don't worry. He's really a great guy, and he will
Yeah.
he will reply because he always
Yeah.
replies to me.
You know what? Actually, Mafae, the title of your series is "In Love with Me" is very applicable at this time because uh, we tend to forget the me, our time.
Yes.
Right? So that's it. That's about it. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
thank you
I
for
mean,
having me.
of course, thank you for being here. And it's true what you're saying. People do forget about themselves because, number one thing is, you have to take care of yourself first to be able to take care of others. And a perfect example that was shared to me earlier is when it was okay to travel, right, Attorney Ian,
Hmm.
when the stewardess will give the briefing before you fly off. They
Hmm.
said that if any danger happens, when the mask drop, put it on
Yeah,
yourself
put
first
it
before
yourself
you put it
first.
on your child. So
Right.
it goes with our lives right now. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of others at the same time. So with that, guys, actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love With Me. Thank you, Atty Ian.
Thank you.
I'll see you.
Thank you for watching In Love With Me series.